Hello and welcome to the Authority Advantage podcast. Today we're talking about the AI advantage, how emerging businesses can compete like global leaders. In the studio today, I have Mhando Mbughuni, who is the Chief Executive Officer of Handos, where they help organizations leverage artificial intelligence and emerging technologies to drive innovation, improve performance, and accelerate business transformation. His work focuses on translating the promises of AI into practical business outcomes that strengthen competitiveness, unlock opportunity, and position organizations for long-term growth. Mhando, welcome to the Authority Advantage podcast.
Thank you, Modesta. I appreciate it, and thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. I want to get right into the questions today. Number one, Mhando, why do you believe AI presents one of the greatest opportunities emerging businesses have ever had to compete with global organizations?
That's a great question. First of all, AI bridges the gap for example, knowledge and technical know-how and capital. And that's why even small businesses and organizations can compete at the global stage because AI levels the playing field and helps them to attain efficiency and optimal outcomes that would have not been achieved if had not been for AI implementation in their organizations.
I love that.
I have to say that AI is not or should not be treated as a silver bullet that every organization that can just simply implement AI, then they are guaranteed to automatically succeed. It depends on the context and how AI is implemented. As you said, AI is here to stay, and the choice is you can use AI or and move forward, or you can choose not to and be left behind. Uh, Unavoidable to implement AI, even in just normal simple operations. And I'll give you an example. Right now, there is a growth in, for example, agentic AI, AI systems that can answer calls 24/7. They can automate tasks and workflow. And so an organization that have that kind of system in place, it means, first of all, they have an advantage in terms of delivering to their clients 24/7 with a fraction of cost compared to those who still have legacy systems. And in that way, it makes them competitive. And so AI brings efficiency, and AI also unleashes powerful capabilities with research and development. Before AI, data was confined within certain silos, but now AI is democratizing data in such a way that organizations without necessarily financial muscle can all the same access the amount of data that otherwise would not have been able to obtain if it had not been for AI. And so all of those factors, if we consider them, they give the competitive advantage to those who implement AI into their organization.
So I heard you say something controversial, almost fighting words. You said, well, you have a choice. You can implement AI or you get left behind. So somebody hears that, they're like, what do you mean? I have been in business for decades now. Could you then, for those who you believe would be left behind if they do not leverage AI, what are some practical ways organizations are using AI to strengthen market intelligence, innovation, productivity, and customer experience, for instance?
Yeah, so it all starts with, first of all, identify the needs of the organization, and this has to do directly with organizational strategy. Where do you want your organization to be in, say, next 12 months or next 5 years? And so once you determine where your organization wants to be, what needs your organization will have within that time frame to achieve your objectives. And so those needs, then they will have to be uh, connected with your AI adoption. Because, as I said before, AI is not supposed to be implemented in a vacuum. There has to be a context for in order for AI adoption to be successful. Where you want to go in within a certain time frame, and then factor in AI, how AI can help your organization achieve those objectives. And secondly, is then to make sure that the implementation of AI, for example, the what kind of systems you need, and the quality of data that you have with that AI implementation, and then there are things of ethics and governance. But the bottom line is that, first and foremost, identify why you need AI into your organization and how AI is going to help from where you are to where you want to go.
Let's imagine we're speaking to the naysayers. These are not
Mhm.
people who are ready adopters, because they're probably already using AI. It'll be preaching to the choir. But for those who are on the fence, perhaps, or for those who are like, no, wait a second, it's just a gimmick, it's a hype, it's going to go away, could you give us solid examples of how AI has strengthened, for instance, customer experience?
Yeah, so I have worked with a number of clients in the healthcare space, for example, and as I help them to implement AI and other technological tools, um, I have seen firsthand how those without AI are somehow being left behind in terms of efficiency, in terms of capabilities. And I will give you an example. Uh, for organizations that are still utilizing legacy systems, for example, something simple as appointment scheduling, or maybe tracking patients and how they are being treated. Those who do not have AI systems in place, what happens is that especially in sectors that have high staff turnover, that's where you find they start experiencing bottlenecks, for example, service delays, and or even sometimes the appointments being skipped, or caregivers didn't show up. And so in those kind of situations, and with business owners, for example, or executives, they are facing financial constraints, and they don't have that agility to respond as fast as they should in those kind of situations. Those who have AI in place, then that's the whole difference it makes, because they have a system that works for them 24/7, and they automate workflows. And when it comes to, for example, if they needed more resources to hire more people in order to address those problems, then they can have AI system at a fraction of cost to to fill those gaps. And so we're talking about efficiency gaps. We're talking about financial gaps, and that's what AI is doing, and is helping those who are adopting and implementing it in their organizations.
I'd like you to go into agentic AI, because the whole premise of this episode is that you can be an emerging business that can compete as a global leader. You're a founder and executive, either you're busy or you don't have the resources. How can they leverage agentic AI? And you even mentioned, like, maybe you don't have a big enough team, right? To be able to then deploy services and receive maybe market intelligence just as a global business would, at a fraction of the cost.
When we're talking about agentic AI, we're talking about these systems that, for example, they can book appointments on behalf of the clients. They can take phone calls and address customers' inquiries. And so these are kind of systems that, when they are in place, deliver huge competitive advantage, because what it means is that you no longer have the need to invest highly in, for example, human resources. And I know this is pretty controversial because it's putting some people out of work. They come with that advantage, with cost savings and cost efficiency. And they also come with the advantage of capabilities. For example, in the world of political science, the term they use, bounded rationality, where as humans, we have time constraints, and we have at the same time, and you have AI that can process that the same kind of data in seconds, split seconds. And so, and that means that the agentic AI but delivers that capability to process a number, maybe 5 times number of inquiries as humans would do. And it's happening not only in healthcare, it happens in many other sectors and industries. And so that it all goes back to the question of efficiency, cost wise, and also in operations. And that is one of the key factors that make companies to be competitive and strategically positioned to lead in this era of technology.
How human like their output can be. You can have a conversation with agentic AI and you're telling them, hey, I'm calling about this inquiry. I'd like to book. They speak with you real time. They reason and are able to provide a solution. And this is unlike when bot can give back to you, but to actually problem solve with you and have this critical thinking skills. With AI, what are the first 3 AI use cases you'd recommend to help them
Oh, yeah. So first of all, I would recommend the use of AI into operations. And you're talking about daily operations, for example, scheduling. You're talking about, for example, the businesses that have thought leadership. They need to put articles out there or marketing material, and they need to have a certain cadence in order to be consistent in what they do. So AI delivers that value. And it also reinforces consistency. So have newsletters, they have thought leadership articles that need to go out at a certain time each week, and they have marketing material, they have social media posts, and so we implement AI systems into their operational infrastructure, and that way they have those delivered at consistently within scheduled time, and also on they can you can use AI with admin, uh, and here, for example, for small businesses, you some people are solopreneur or they have like lean staff, and so agentic AI, like customer service, they come handy. You're talking about um, the savings in terms of payroll from about 50,000 to $100,000 a year to only maybe 10% of that or less. And so they come with cost efficiency. And also, AI delivers with for more complex tasks. So, for example, for some organizations that need to do analytics, research and development, in order to uh, deliver sophisticated services or products, and AI comes with capabilities to do that without necessarily having to invest hundreds of thousands of dollars into that. And so that frees up the capital into to be invested into other areas that and that would give organizations um, a pretty huge competitive advantage, especially in this era where AI is becoming a way of life.
I want to pivot and focus on Handos and what it is that you offer to organizations to help them become competitive, more productive, and more future ready. What solutions Handos offer?
Sure. Uh, Having AI into your organization is not a silver bullet. And as a matter of fact, in several spaces like in academia and in other areas, for writers, there's whole debate on whether people should have AI, should use AI, or they shouldn't use AI at all. It needs there has to be a balance. We believe that human agency still has to be dominant in the use of AI, so that when the final output comes out, there has to be the ownership, and there has to be a responsible party for that. We believe that AI is here not to replace human beings, but to enrich and improve human well-being. And with that said, what we do at Handles, we help organizations adopt AI systems in different dimensions and facets, from small organizations to large enterprises. And the main areas we help them in operations and also administration. And we provide those kind of services at consulting capacity.
That's brilliant. Thank you so much for sharing. Let's say somebody's listening to us. When you say technological capability, what is that you bring? What is it that you can do for an organization?
Mm. So the our AI framework has at least 5 parts, but I'm gonna address 3 to answer your question. Um, so we have strategic discovery, in that we determine the needs of your organization and strategic advantage that AI can deliver if it were to be implemented, and then the actual development of AI systems, and then after that the AI governance. Um, but before writing a single line of code, we determine how AI is going to help your organization strategically from moving from point A to point B.
For an organization such as ours, for instance, what would that be? Would that be integrating AI into our website? Would that be integrating AI into our client journey? Would that be when somebody reaches out, integrating AI into that?
Well, I would say it's a need-based implementation. So for some organizations, it's integrated into the website, for example. And I usually tell my team that we don't develop website, we develop infrastructure that website is a part of, and also that is has built-in AI systems. And so you have a system that has all the components that your organizations need in one place. And in other instances, maybe your organization might need a separate system that can be created from scratch, but also it integrates all the needs of your organization that would give you a competitive advantage in the area of your influence.
I wanted to find out when, before we write a single piece of code, first we do this assessment. And what most of us experience is plug and play things that are already out there, right? You create tailored solutions. So give me just an example of a system that you have created for a client.
Oh, yeah. So one of those examples, it's a system that we built for healthcare companies, and they have to do with patient intake and caregiver scheduling, and monitoring the whole journey of patient from the onboarding all the way to service delivery, and monitor and assessing from there, for example, the performance of service delivery, and which in turn provides analytics of where the bottlenecks are. It's not just a matter of implementing the system and then boom, it's done, but it's also a continual assessment and improvement and iteration, and that way the AI keeps on improving whatever it's needed to be delivered. So it provides that feedback loop for the implementers. So they stay ahead and know what to do.
So you don't come in, offer a solution, and then walk away. You stay with the organization. You help them improve. You continue to be a partner with them, right?
A system is built with that capability to self-improve and continual feedback, and suggesting what to improve, and providing insights on what it learned from daily operations. And so it's built within the system. So whether we're there or we're not, they will have that as part of the system.
That's brilliant, right? Because I want to thank you. I've got just one last question for you.
Mhm.
If you look ahead 5 years, what will distinguish organizations that lead with from those simply use AI?
So the organizations that will lead with AI, I believe personally, one of the major factors is how they leverage human behavior in order um, to improve AI outcomes. It may simply be used, I mean, algorithms. They want people, customers, audience to engage with the content they're putting out there, to engage with services and products. But that is not good enough. Those who will lead with AI uh, will lead because they will utilize or leverage AI to say, hey, what can really make people respond to this content or to this service in order to achieve these outcomes, not just to engage, but what really makes AI to tap on that area of human behavior in order to achieve certain outcomes. And that's what I believe is the organization that will lead with AI and will set them apart from those who just use AI.
Mhando, it's been amazing having you here. Let's say somebody's been listening to you. Maybe they're convinced. Maybe they're coming around. Maybe they actually want to reach out to you and say, I completely disagree. Where can they reach you?
They can just visit handos.co and we can take it from there. I'm open to discuss service. I'm open to just have philosophical discussion about AI. All of that is welcome.
Thank you so much for this time as an emerging business and be able to compete like a global leader. I know you started speaking about governance and ethics and said this is a conversation for another day. So we look forward to welcoming you again to have that conversation about checks and balances when using AI. Until then, have a wonderful day. And thank you again for joining us on the Authority Advantage podcast.
Thank you, Modesta. I appreciate you for having me on.
Absolutely.